Thingkho Le Malcha, by KSO Media and Documentation Cell, issue number 50, Tuesday, 31 October, 2023. Headlines: At least 3 CDO personnel sustained injuries, State Cabinet resolves to launch search operation. Kim blames Manipur government for more violence. Manipur Cabinet approves 50 rupees lakhs compensation for death of police officer, recommends to declare WKZIC as an unlawful organization. KCTU condemns exploitation of current ethnic unrest by Meitei insurgents, demands withdrawal of police CDO from more. ITLF censures selective justice of Barish Singh-led Manipur government. WKZIC condemns state cabinet decision recommending it as unlawful organization. Manipur Congress, how long will CM let Manipur violence continue? Displaced Kuki students of NIT Manipur boycott exam. Barish sent to jail till November 13. Gov extends warm greetings to Kuki ZO community on auspicious Kut Festival, 2023. The curse of Manipur haunts national politics. Thingkho Le Malcha, Relief Center update. Songphel Relief Center, Songphel Village, Lungchong Maifai Subdivision, Ukhrul District. Managed by Kuki Students Organization Ukhrul District. Total inmates registered, 119. Male, 64. Female, 55. Kuki victims update as on October 16, 2023. Deaths, 146. Villages burnt, 200 plus. Houses burnt, 7,000 plus. Churches and synagogues burnt, 360. Displaced persons, 41,425. At least 3 CDO personnel sustained injuries, State Cabinet resolves to launch search operation. At least 3 personnel from the Meitei Police Commando sustained bullet injuries in the crossfiring which reportedly occurred near Sinam village under Tengnipal district on Tuesday. As per sources, the state security forces including the radicalized Meitei armed groups were on their way towards More for reinforcement in the aftermath of killing one Meitei police officer by unknown miscreants in More, when the village volunteers at Sinam thwarted them from further heading towards their destiny. The ensuing gunfight between the armed groups at around 2:30 p.m. and lasted for about 3 hours. There was no report of casualty from the side of village volunteers. The injured personnel are identified as Shirak Thwik Havang, 39, S/OS Samuel of Kachai Village, Somdal PS, Ukhrul presently posted at Impal West Police CDO, sustained bullet injury at hand and grazing injury at abdomen, S. Sakarjit Singh, 29, S/OS, Priyananda Singh of Singjamai Wamak Shetri Laikai, Impal West, and presently posted at Impal West Police CDO, sustained bullet injury at leg, and Limapak Pambangkim Meitei. 39, S/OL Tomba Meitei of Yarapo Kwarom, Thubal DST, and presently attached to IGP Zone I, sustained bullet injury at leg. The SDPO of More, Chingtham Anand Kumar, was shot dead in More Ward No. 7 while he was inspecting the newly constructed helipad at Eastern Shine School ground earlier today at around 9:30 a.m. He was shot in the lower abdomen and succumbed to his injury at More Hospital. The lifeless body of SDPO Anand was later brought to Impal Airport through helicopter from 5th Assam Rifles Camp located at KLP Camp and deposited at NIMS Mortuary. Meanwhile, the cabinet has resolved to launch a joint operation in More and adjoining areas to nab the culprits responsible for the crime, and to continue the same till the culprits are arrested. The cabinet also noted that additional state forces have been detailed from Impal for the purpose and the operations have since started. The cabinet further directed that the central and state forces shall ensure free movement of transportation and general public along Palamore Road on NH 102. It was further decided that no illegal armed personnel shall be permitted in or around More, considering the strategic position of More town under India's Act East policy. Kim blames Manipur government for more violence. The Kuki NP Manipur, the apex body of the Kuki tribes, accused Barish Singh-led Manipur government's arrogance in instigating a retaliatory shootout between the Kukizo village volunteers and the Manipur police commandos today at border town More. The arrogance of Barish Singh led the Manipur government to withdraw state forces from More, and the indiscriminate use of brute force by the Meitei police commandos at More have instigated a retaliatory shootout between the Kukizo village volunteers and the Meitei police commandos, alleged Kim. Kim Information and Publicity Secretary, Jangalan Haokip said that the shootout at More also caused wide public unrest in the border town, raising grievous concern for the safety and security of the Kukizo community. He continued that the incident corroborated the persistent suspicion of the locals who had strongly feared the presence of the Meitei police commandos in the town, while adding that the locals feared the Meitei police commandos as a serious threat to the collective well-being of the people, especially at a time when the state has totally been divided into ethnic lines with unrestrained hostility and the complete failure of law enforcement agencies of the state. He recalled that the Kuki NP Manipur has also made repeated appeal to the government of India to withdraw the police commandos from More to prevent any untoward incident against the minority Kukizo community. He also said that the dictated deployment of Meitei police commandos, despite stark opposition from the locals, is clear evidence of the complicity of the Manipur government and the misuse and abuse of their power and position in the persecution against the Kuki people. The Meitei-led state government has clearly disdained the sentiments of the Kuki people and their pride and dignity as a community, he added. He also said that the deployment of the Meitei police commandos at more against every sensible rationale evinced the arrogance of the state leadership to further their hostility and aggression against the Kuki people. He also pointed out that the bulldozing of the state's law and order, and the misuse of state machineries and agencies likewise is deeply alarming. The Kuki NP Manipur, therefore, vehemently condemned the unwarranted deployment of Meitei police commandos at more and the ensuing consequence that had serious physical, mental and emotional detrimental impacts on the people, including the serious threat to their safety and security, he added. He also said that the open deployment of Meitei state forces and the ruthless attacks against the lives and properties of the Kuki people is senseless and outrageous and highly condemnable. In fact, such illegitimate use of Meitei state forces against the minority Kuki community only expressed the disrespect for law and order duly established under the Constitution of India, Haokip added. Therefore, the Kuki NP Manipur reiterated the demand for immediate withdrawal of the Meitei police commandos from Moor, he further added. He also said that failing which, the Kuki people would take on any form of agitation to protect our identity and the integrity of our land, while the government of Manipur will be solely held responsible for any untoward incident and public disorder. Manipur Cabinet approves 50 rupees lakhs compensation for death of police officer, recommends to declare WKZIC as an unlawful organization. An emergency state cabinet meeting held on Tuesday approved an ex gratia of 50 rupees lakhs as compensation for the death of Thingkho Le Malcha, subdivisional police officer, SDPO, Moor, considering the special duty in a special area. As per government's press release, the meeting also approved that a suitable government employment shall also be provided to the next of kin of the deceased. In view of the incident in Moor leading to killing of a senior police officer, the cabinet meeting held in the Chief Minister's Secretariat also approved to recommend for declaration of the World Kuki Intellectual Council, WKZIC, as an unlawful association/organization under Section 3 of the Unlawful Activities, Prevention, Act 1966. The cabinet meeting deliberated upon the emergent law and order situation arising in the state in the aftermath of the killing of Thingkho Le Malcha, MPS, SDPO, Moor. It noted that both sides of the ethnic conflict had been exercising restraint and peace has been maintained for the past 1.5 to 2 months while a sense of normalcy was slowly settling in. An MPS officer, Thingkho Le Malcha, a resident of Hayabam Marak Thingkho Le Malcha, Impal, has been killed on Tuesday in unprovoked firing by armed Kuki militants while he was on duty overseeing the cleaning of the grounds of Eastern Shine School for construction of helipad, jointly by State Force and BSF. It stated the cabinet condemned the dastardly act in strongest terms and directed for launching a joint operation in Moor and adjoining areas to nab the culprits responsible for the crime, and to continue the same till the culprits are arrested. Cabinet also noted that additional state forces have been detailed from Impal for the purpose and the operations have since started. The cabinet further directed that the central and state forces shall ensure free movement of transportation and general public along Palamore Road on NH 102. It was further decided that no illegal armed personnel shall be permitted in or around Moor, considering the strategic position of Moor town under India's Act East policy. KCTU condemns exploitation of current ethnic unrest by Meitei insurgents, demands withdrawal of police CDO from Moor. The Committee on Tribal Unity, KCTU, Congress, has vehemently condemned the exploitation of the current ethnic unrest by the Meitei insurgents, disguised as state commandos in Moor and Sinam area of Tengnapal district. The state administration have been issuing fake police identities to Meitei insurgents. The disguised insurgents have been constantly deployed through night choppers in Moor. The intent to establish a helipad for their deployment is the immediate cause of today's violence, it said. In its press condemnation issued on Tuesday, KCTU said if the Meitei police personnel had been withdrawn from Moor on time, as in other Kuki-dominated areas, the series of unfortunate incidents witnessed today could have been averted. It also stated that the deaths of Sub-Inspector Mr. Onkamang Haokip and Head Constable Mr. Lenglam Dimjul, who were headshot by disguised Meitei insurgents, were ignored by the state administration, whereas the death of one Meitei police officer immediately derived a cabinet meeting. The decision to launch a joint operation in Moor and its surrounding areas is N. Biren Singh's design to wipe out the Kuki from Moor under the pretext of cleansing illegal immigrants. The stark reality is to bring in additional Meitei insurgents from Myanmar along Moor-Myanmar border and provide them refuge in Indian soil, KCTU added. The committee also condemned the recommendation of state cabinet to declare a civil society called World Kuki Intellectual Council as an unlawful organization. The decision is communally motivated and lacks substance, it said. The committee once again appealed to the union government to withdraw all Meitei police personnel from Moor, border town, as their prolonged presence only exacerbates the volatile situation. ITLF censures selective justice of Biren Singh-led Manipur government. The Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum, or the ITLF, strongly condemned the alleged shocking and deeply troubling selective injustice that has once again marred the governance of Manipur, India. It stated that the recent events have brought to light an alarming disparity in the treatment of its citizens based solely on their ethnic identity, further emphasizing the divisive agenda perpetuated by the Meitei-centric communal chief minister, N. Biren Singh, and his cabinet. It recalled that on September 13, 2023, the state witnessed the tragic killing of a dedicated police officer, Haokip, who was serving as a sub-inspector in the Manipur police. Officer Haokip was ruthlessly shot dead while in uniform and on duty by Meitei militants employing sniper tactics. Despite the horrifying act, the chief minister's office remained startlingly mute on social media, and no immediate action to investigate was taken. Moreover, a meager ex gratia was announced by the deputy commissioner of Lamka Churachandpur. The victim's family confirmed they hadn't received anything, nor an emergency cabinet meeting was called. The brutal and cowardly assault on Officer Haokip left his family bereft, yet the government's indifference was palpable, it stated. In stark contrast, today, on October 31, 2023, another police officer, Chingtham Anand Kumar, a Meitei by ethnicity, met a similar tragic fate. The response from Chief Minister Biren Singh was swift and telling as he took to social media to offer condolences, announcing ex gratia compensation of 50 rupees lakhs, and promising suitable government employment for the bereaved family. To add to this, he promptly called for an emergency cabinet meeting and ordered the deployment of Manipur police commandos to launch a joint operation in Moor town and its adjacent areas to apprehend the culprits. As of writing this, the attack on Kookie villages by Manipur police and Meitei insurgents in and around Moor had begun, it stated. The ITLF then stated that the glaring contrast between these two incidents highlight the appalling selective injustice that has become disturbingly routine in Manipur. In addition, the ITLF is not oblivious to the unsettling agenda that seems to underlie Chief Minister Biren Singh's actions. His response to this incident hints at an intention to exploit the circumstances, intensifying the perpetual hardships faced by the Kookie tribal community. This disquieting approach is consistent with the distressing history of persecution, subjugation, and discrimination endured by the tribal community for several decades, it stated. WKZIC condemns state cabinet decision recommending it as unlawful organization. The World Kookie Intellectual Council, WKZIC, was taken aback by the decision of Manipur State Cabinet Vd. Number 7, Impul, October 31, 2023, DIPR, where WKZIC was noted as unlawful association/organization over a fake press release premeditated to be issued by WKZIC to malign its image by unknown miscreants, which was clarified as unofficial and fake PR by WKZIC on the October 25, 2023, Vd. Ref number 104/04/KWZIC/PR/2023. In its press condemnation on Tuesday, WKZIC stated that the decision of the state cabinet was childlike and illogical, covering up the various Meitei CSOs who declared war officially and openly upon minority Kookie people. The council vehemently condemned the concerned authorities responsible for breaking the peaceful atmosphere of border town Moor on October 31, 2023. It also condemned the barbaric acts of Manipur Police Commando, CDO, who indiscriminately harassed innocent inhabitants of Moor town, in and around Shivangphai and Kanan Veng localities. Ground reports stated that the Manipur State CDO personnel ransacked houses, vehicles and harassed civilians, it said. The council asserted that the deployment and posting of state forces, such as Manipur Police Commando and Manipur Police, which the locals never liked in the border town, is the main cause of more incident and killings. Manipur Congress, how long will CM let Manipur violence continue? The president of Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee, Kesham Megachandra, has questioned the chief minister, and Biren Singh and his cabinet colleagues that how long they would just observe the violence to continue in Manipur. While condoling the death of a state police officer, Kesham Megachandra condemned the killing of Chingtham Anand, SDPO, Moor, stating that there is no visible initiatives taken up by the state government to restore peace in Manipur. The MPCC president said that even the security forces are not safe under the present government. Every section in the state, including the BJP leaders and many political parties in the country, have expressed that the law and order situation in the state has failed. Even the Supreme Court of India has given its observation that the unwanted incidents have occurred in Manipur since the existing state government has been totally collapsed. He said, the incident in Moor which led to the death of the police officer is evidence that the state government has no governance in the hill areas, Megachandra added. The Congress president also alleged that despite many incidents indicating the failure of law and order in the state government has not taken moral responsibility over it. The state government and its machineries have not been able to protect the lives and properties of people, he said. Displaced Kuki students of NIT Manipur boycott exam. Displaced students of NIT Manipur from the hill districts of the trouble-torn state boycotted the mid-semester offline exam that started on Monday. NIT authorities organized the exam specially for the displaced students who left NIT Manipur campus in Imphal after the outbreak of the violence in May. These engineering students staged protests along with their parents at Churachandpur College, where the exam was scheduled. NIT Manipur earmarked its second offline examination center in Churachandpur as a considerable number of students from the hill districts have not yet gone to the institute campus in Imphal as they still feel insecure in Imphal and the valley areas. In a memorandum over to the Churachandpur DC on Monday, the aggrieved students raised their demand for temporary transfer of institutes for displaced students of NIT Manipur. These students, who are confined to the hill districts, have pleaded to transfer them to NITs located in Silchar, Agartala, Meghalaya, Delhi, Nagaland and Mizoram as most preferred choices. The institute has been conducting normal classes since July 27. Technical courses that come under such an institute require hands-on learning. Physical interaction with teachers and students is a must, they said in the memorandum, adding, library and lab equipment remain inaccessible to them. Barish sent to jail till November 13. Chief Judicial Magistrate Imphal West today remanded former President of Bharatiya Janata Party Yuva Morcha, BJYM, Manoharmayam Barish Sharma to judicial custody till November 13. Manoharmayam Barish Sharma, 30, was arrested as the main accused in connection with the attempted abduction of Kadam Bobo on October 14 night at Sega Road, Kwarakpam Laikai. 5 persons were injured in indiscriminate firing by armed men allegedly led by the main accused during the abduction attempt. Police have arrested 6 persons in connection with the case. Manoharmayam Barish Sharma was produced before the court today by Imphal police after completion of police custody period through video conference along with a prayer for remanding him to judicial custody. The investigating officer, IO, of the case through app submitted that police have recovered 1.45 pistol along with 2 magazines and 20 live rounds of bullets and 1 Scorpio vehicle without registration used in the commission of the crime. The IO prayed for judicial custody of the accused for further investigation. The court on perusal of the case record sent Manoharmayam Barish to judicial custody for smooth investigation of the case. It may be mentioned that 5 persons including Vice President and Secretary of BJYM, Manipur Pradesh were initially arrested in connection with the case and they all have been sent to judicial custody till November 6. The 5 accused have been identified as Alex Ningombam alias Golu, 26, Giramayam Rayban, 24, Secretary BJYM Manipur Pradesh, Nongthambam Tony Mate, 36, Vice President of BJYM Manipur Pradesh, Ningthajam Vicky, 30, and Kadam Nibas, 33. Gov extends warm greetings to Kuki Zo community on auspicious Kut Festival, 2023. The Governor of Manipur, Anusiya Yuki, has extended her heartiest greetings to the people of Manipur, particularly brethren from the Kuki Chinmaizo communities on the happy and auspicious occasion of Kut Festival, 2023. She said Kut is considered the biggest festival among the Kuki Chinmaizo ethnic groups and it is celebrated as a post-harvest festival for thanksgiving and gratitude to the Almighty for a bountiful harvest. The festival also symbolizes peace, harmony and unity rising above the barriers of caste, creed or religion, she said. The governor added that more and more people belonging to different communities have also joined in the celebration every year spreading the message of oneness. She wished that the spirit of Kut would embrace one and all to strengthen the social fabric more than ever and bring prosperity to all the communities in the state. The curse of Manipur haunts national politics. Manipur, where the communal cauldron has been bubbling for 6 months, is back in the spotlight thanks to Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh Chief Mohan Bhagwat and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Bhagwat fired a volley of questions regarding Manipur in his Vijayadashami speech at the RSS headquarters in Nagpur, billed by the Sangh Parivar as an address to the nation, immediately sparking a debate. Bhagwat, significantly, aired his queries exactly a day after Mizoram Chief Minister, Zoramthanga, bluntly told a BBC interviewer that it would be suicidal for him to share a stage with Modi after what has happened in Manipur. The sharp comment made national headlines because he spoke of Manipur and Modi in the same breath. The CM had no option but to club Manipur with Modi, thereby shining a torch on the blighted state which Modi still has not had the time to visit although he has been jetting across the world. Bhagwat's aim was to obfuscate the truth about Manipur by asking rhetorical questions. The truth is that Meitei Hindus, comprising 53% of the population and backed by the BJP double-engine government in Imphal and New Delhi, unleashed a reign of terror on Kuki Christians who account for barely 18%. The pogrom since May is characterized by the large-scale destruction of churches, and the death toll is mostly Christian. And there are still no signs of restoration of peace. Manipur's Hindu Meitei CM, Biren Singh, is widely blamed for the anti-Christian violence, but the BJP's national leadership has neither removed nor reprimanded him. The European Union and Christian countries like the United Kingdom have summarily rejected the Indian government and its friendly media's deliberate projection of the violence as a Meitei versus Kuki ethnic conflict, and underlined the religious nature of the bloodshed. And India's own church leaders say that the RSS planned the genocide of the Christian minority in collusion with the BJP administration. Even the Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, highlighted the blatantly communal character of the violence in the open courtroom while hearing cases, but to no avail. In order to whitewash the role of the Hindu right in targeting Christians, Bhagwat asked question after question on Dussehra. Manipuri Meiteis and Manipuri Kookies have been living together for many years. How did this sudden discord take place? Manipur is a border state. Who benefits from such internal discord and secessionism in that region? Outside forces also benefit. Were people from outside involved in what happened in Manipur? Who is instigating the violence? Which foreign powers are interested in taking advantage of unrest and instability in Manipur? Does the geopolitics of Southeast Asia also have a role? The Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum, ITLF, which represents Kookies, lost no time in foiling the RSS chief's diversionary tactics by shooting off counter-questions. Why were there no clashes between Meiteis and Kookies in all the years before the BJP and Biren Singh came to power in the state? Why had Meitei belligerence become pronounced and quickly intensified during Singh's tenure? In short, Kookies hold BJP-backed Meiteis and their militias responsible for the massacre of Christians in Manipur, which is an open and shut case as far as they are concerned. True to its ideology, the BJP government in Manipur, with the full backing of the BJP regime at the center, chose to target Christians and turn Meiteis against them for Hindu consolidation, which pays hefty dividends in elections. There is no denying that the RSS, which Bhagwat heads, has become very active in Manipur since 2017 when the BJP came to power. It has left no stone unturned to divide and polarize Manipur, pitting Hindus against Christians, which Bhagwat has tried in vain to cover up. Thingkho is in an unenviable position and had no option but to drag Modi into the picture while talking about the impact of the anti-Christian violence in Manipur on his re-election bid. In any case, Modi and Manipur are inextricably linked and feed off each other regardless of Thingkho. But Thingkho is indeed center stage ahead of assembly elections in Mizoram on November 7. His Mizo National Front, MNF, is seeking a second successive term, but Thingkho is in a delicate position because Mizoram is overwhelmingly Christian and MNF is a BJP ally. MNF is a partner in the BJP-led National Democratic Alliance, NDA, and Northeast Democratic Alliance, NADA. But the partnership has become a huge liability in Mizoram, where Christians account for more than 87% of the population and are in an overwhelming majority in 8 out of 8 districts after the pogrom against Kuki Christians in BJP-ruled Manipur. So Thingkho is pulling out all stops to distance himself from the BJP, and refusing to share a stage with Modi is part of his survival strategy. Thingkho keeping Modi at an arm's length so that his electoral prospects are not marred by the anti-Christian violence, naturally puts Manipur under the spotlight. But the CM's stand is, of course, an utter farce. A principled path would have been to walk out of NDA and NADA and not have any truck with the BJP anymore, rather than hoodwinking voters by pretending that he is boycotting Modi. Thingkho is simply taking Mizoram's Christians for a ride even as he claims to be their savior. Not for nothing is it said that politics is the last refuge of scoundrels. Maybe the church, Mizoram's most powerful institution, should step in and call out the hypocrisy. SNM Abdi is an independent, Pegasus reporter and commentator on foreign policy and domestic politics. Source: The Free Press Journal.